Hey everyone, in this episode we're going to take a look at an action camera that's a budget action camera with a lot of the features of the big name brands. So it's this one here, it's called the V50 Pro by AKASO, and this is the box that comes in. And let me tell you right now, you get an awful lot for your money. Let me just show you what you get. First off, you get the action camera, which is pretty sweet because it's well made, and it even has a nice little, here I'm upside down, display on the back, and it's touchscreen. You also get this remote control wristband unit, and you can see you have a power button to turn on the wristband. You can start and stop video and take photos. That is pretty sweet. Other features which I'm going to show you in this video, it's 4K, 30 frames per second, takes a micro SD card on the side. It can do slow motion, it can do fast motion, it can do super wide angle, narrow view, it can take photos at 20 megapixels, and it comes with 2 batteries. Now on the front of the box, let me show you this. They show a guy out on the water, so you're gonna think it's waterproof. Well, it's only waterproof if you use the included waterproof cover. Here it is right here, and yes, it is included. But let me tell you, this is not the only thing that's included with this really cool camera. Let me show you more. So as I mentioned, you get 2 batteries with this camera, and you actually get the charger as well, so that's pretty decent. And if you look in the bottom of the box, let me just show you, it's, oh, stuff is falling out. It is full of all the accessories you would ever need for a camera. And as you can see here, this is everything that comes with this camera. It's all in that box. You get an awful lot. It's a really good value. Now for all you drone lovers out there or RC enthusiasts that want to stick this camera on your RC product, it only weighs 80 grams. And look at the bottom what it has right here. It actually has the threading to connect it to a tripod. To put the 80 grams into perspective, here's the camera. Here's a GoPro 7, and this GoPro 7 weighs considerably more than this little camera. And here's a GoPro Hero 8, which is super large compared to this camera, and it weighs massively, quite a bit compared to this little camera. Okay, enough talk about this camera. Let me show you some cool features and the quality of the video and everything else. Here we go. First thing I want to show you is the field of view on this camera. It is adjustable. So if you put it at default, it goes to super wide. You can see right now in the video, it's super wide, and you can adjust it so that it's just wide. And you could adjust it again so it's medium. And you can see it's starting to crop in, and you can go all the way down to narrow. So in video, that's pretty sweet. It also does that in photo, and I'll show you in photo. So here's photo super wide, here's photo wide, here's photo medium, and here's photo narrow. Now here's a test that's really difficult for a lot of action cameras, and that is if you point the camera at a blue light and then turn off all the surrounding light, it has difficulty with blue light because it's a color and the blackness. So here's how this camera did. You can take a look at it and decide for yourself. Now in this next segment of video, I'm going to show you walking around with this camera in a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. And you can see it does quite well because, well, it's a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. It doesn't come with it. You'd have to buy this separate. This is an old one I have. Then I'm going to take it out and walk around just with my hand, and then I'll take it out and I'll put on the electronic image stabilization that the camera does have, and you can see the quality there. So check this out. All right, this is the test of the low light capabilities of this camera. Let's walk this way. And I have a window over here which lets a little bit of light in, so now there should be a tiny bit of light on my face. So how's that? Are the blacks black? Is everything good? And back here is my garage door, and I'm going to open that up. So just got to go up to the button to open it. There we go. You're going to see a lot of light come in. Here we go. And we have a little bit of a snowstorm happening outdoors. There we are. We're outside. It's quite wet, sticky snow. How does the image look? Got a tree behind me, everything here. So this is what it looks like in kind of a snowstorm. Check out my roads. Look at my roads down my street here. Holy crap. Look at this. That is like ice, slush, everything. Now I've got it, I think I still have it on super wide view, so this should be a wide image happening here. So you notice the difference now. I have my DJI Osmo action camera up here. It's probably getting snow on it, but I have it up here for a reason, because I want to show you what I'm doing with this camera. So right now, this camera is actually in a 3-axis gimbal. So you see, I'm showing it right now. See, I can move this around and the image stays pretty much straight on me. But I'm going to take the camera out of that. Let me just turn this off. So now I'm holding the camera in my hand. I don't have a 3-axis gimbal on it, so watch what happens to the image as I walk. See this? Is it, each time I take a step, it's kind of bouncy. I do not have the image stabilization on. Like right now, without image stabilization, it's probably bouncing, and I'm just trying to hold it in my hand here as I walk. But yeah, so here, let me put the image stabilization on and show you the difference. So now I'm recording in 4K, 30 frames per second, same as I was recording before, but I put the image stabilization on the camera. So watch, I'll walk. Now I have tested this and I can tell you that you can make the image stabilization work, but you have to drop the resolution from 4K down to 2.7K or even down to 1080p. It just uses less on the sensor and it allows the sensor to move around to keep the image cropped and the image stabilization to work. So one of the best features about this camera is this remote that's included, because you can do an awful lot if you have a remote control device for the actual camera. So in this next segment, I'm going to take some photos of myself out in the snow. All right, next thing I'm going to try is the photo mode with the wristband. You see I've got everything right here on my arm, so I just have to put the camera down and we'll take a photo. All right, so let's try the photo mode, nice and close, wide angle. All right, and I'll see the distance. I'll go all the way back here. Try the photo, I'm pretty far away. Try the photo mode over here. There we go, I heard it, it works. Now the V50 also has the ability to go into super slow motion, which I'm going to show you here, but when you go into super slow motion, it only records at 720p. Now, like most GoPro cameras, it also has a time-lapse function. There's two types of time-lapse you could use. One is if you want to take a time-lapse of photos. So you want to take 20 megapixel photos every so many seconds or minutes of the stars moving across the sky. Or you can do the second type, which is basically a time-lapse video, which is what most of us on YouTube use. You just tell it how long you want the video to be, how often you want it to take a frame, and you tell it to compact it all into a video. And well, here's one right here. All right, I've got our little camera in time-lapse mode, so it's going to keep looking this way, filming that way. And it's going to take an image every 5 seconds for 5 minutes, and it will make a video out of it. And I'll just show you part of what that video looks like now. All right, so I know you're pretty impressed with this camera already, and I guess the next thing to do is to show you the interface. But before I show you the interface and a few other cool things, I'm going to strap this to my car as well, so you're going to see that. The thing I have to tell you is the price. You know, this is why I'm actually showing this. I don't show things on my channel unless I think it's a good deal for you, the viewer, or it's a good product. So when I was contacted about this camera and they told me the price for everything you get, I was like, I don't think it's going to be that good, but send it to me anyways. They did. I'm impressed. It's pretty darn good. And the price in US dollars can be as low as $99 US and as high as $119 US. That's what I just checked today. Those are the prices. To make you even more enthusiastic, let me just show you the interface and all the cool things it does. And it does connect to your cell phone too. You can use it as a remote, strap it to things. Anyways, you can put it on your cell phone and do all sorts of things. So let me show you all that right now. Now this lovely action camera also comes with an app, so you can monitor what this camera is seeing, recording, taking photos of, everything on the app, and also adjust all the settings on the app, vice in the camera. Let me show you quickly. It's very simple how it works. First thing we have to do is set up the camera for Wi-Fi. So here we go. Let's look at the back of the camera. We're going to touch the bottom little arrow, and there we are. Over on the right-hand side, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is on, and I know it's on because on the top my Wi-Fi indicator is blinking. Let's put the camera down. Next, take your phone and look for the Wi-Fi for the AKASO right there, and just tap it, and then we are connected to the little camera down there. Next, you have to connect to the iSmart Pro Plus app, and it should automatically find your camera. Let's see. If you see a little red bar at the bottom, you are connected because that's the red bar you touch to unconnect it. So here we go. Let's go into the camera. And we'll start to see what my camera sees, which is right down here. It's looking at a box, and as I pick it up, there we go. Now with the app, besides the fact that you could walk away maybe about 50 meters and monitor what your camera sees, you also have the settings option up here. Click that, and there's all my settings. Quite a bit of settings. Pretty sweet, eh? Look at that. That's a lot of settings. So you can adjust them all at once in the app itself. Down here at the bottom of your app, you have the mode the camera's in. Right now, mine's in video mode. And if you hit this, you can start recording. So right now, I'm recording what the camera, action camera down there sees. I'm just going to stop that, and then I'll show you right here. You also have the most important thing is what you've recorded or what's on the memory card on your camera. Click that, and what you're going to get is everything that is on the memory card, and you can share that on social media. The next item to show you is this really cool wrist remote control. So as you can see on it, you can start video and stop video and start photo and stop photos. So it's pretty sweet. You set everything up in your, where's my camera? Down there, you set everything up in the camera, and then you operate it from your wrist at a pretty decent, hello, focus. Operate it from your wrist at a pretty decent range. So let me show you how you set it up. First thing you do is you want to power this on. This runs on a battery that's probably going to last you about a year. So let's power it on. Where could the power button be? Oh, maybe this big one. So let's push that, and let's see if we get a light happening. Light happening, so it is powered on. Always make sure you power this off when you're finished, or else you're gonna, kill your battery. So next thing we have to do is take our camera and turn on the wrist remote control. So just like we did with the Wi-Fi, touch the bottom. And over here, you can see on the bottom right, there's the Wi-Fi, and the one next to it, I don't know if you can see it, is RF. Click that one. There we go. So now this is connected to this. They are connected together. So I've discovered I can't put this on my wrist and show you the back at the same time, so I'm just going to hold it like this. So here we go. So all you do is if you hit record, watch what happens to the back. I'm in video mode, and push it, and she goes into record automatically. It's pretty self-explanatory. It works every time. And to stop whatever you're recording on video, just press it again. Now you can see on the back I'm in video mode, so I want to take a photo, and there's a photo thing down here. So let me click on the photo and watch what happens. It switches to photo and snaps a picture at the same time. So there we go. So I can snap another picture. Pretty good. All right, and go back to video. And now we're recording video. So this piece here is pretty sweet for a camera that's so inexpensive, 4K, that you get this with it, because this opens up a world of opportunities of taking this camera, sticking it on something, or sticking it someplace facing you, you walking away, and you can start video or photo as you wish. Great camera for that. Now in this segment of the video, I'm going to show you the functions of the camera itself, and you can see right now the camera comes with an included black case that you can pop it into, and that black case is used in case you want to attach it to other sort of items. Like right here I've attached to GoPro items, but it does come with its own items to attach it to a bike, a motorcycle, something out when you're filming, a stick, whatnot. So to turn this on, all you do is look at the top. You have two buttons, blue and red. That's basically the entire function of this thing. Red powers it on. Let's hold that down, see what happens. There we go. Now the red button also has another function besides powering on, powering off. If you look at the top of my screen at the top left right now, you see a video camera. So I'm in video camera mode. Press the red button. I'm in camera mode to take photos, press it again. I'm in playback mode, press again, and I'm in settings mode, and press again. I'm back to video mode. Now the blue button is for whatever mode you're in, so I'm in video mode right now, and if I press that, I'll start recording. So look at the top of the screen, it goes into record mode and starts counting off in seconds. And press it again, and it will stop the recording. All right, let me show you a few more of the functions and settings of this camera. Now, when you're looking at the back of the screen, up here you have what mode you're in, and it's got the letter M. Then it shows your micro SD card and how long you can record. I'm in video mode. Over here is your battery level. These are menus. This arrow here and this arrow here are for menus. And if you look at the bottom, it says I have anti-shake on. And over here, I have my video recording mode, which is 1080p, 30 frames per second. So it's just a matter of touching the screen. I'm on the bottom. So there we go. You can see over here, I have the beep sound on off. Microphone, I can turn it on off. Speaker volume. Here I have RF for your wristband remote control. And here I have Wi-Fi. You can turn that on and off. Tap it again and it goes away. Now we have the settings on the side. These are all the modes we went through with the red button on top, but now we want to go into the actual settings. So I'm going to press settings, and now we can go into video settings, and there we go. Here's our resolutions we can go through. We can go 720p, 120, 60. I'm just going to go up here, and we have 4K 30, 2.7, 30. So it's pretty decent. Let's go back. Next, you can record in different codecs, 264 or 265 for more compression. Image stabilization, you can turn it on or off. Just swipe your finger across the screen, go to the next menus. You have scene mode, manual, water, writing, winter, night. If you like to put your date and time on your photos or your video, you can have it on or off. Let's go into the settings for photos. We have resolution for photos, 20 megapixel photos, that's pretty decent. You can do time lapse, and here's your intervals, and it goes down to 10, 30, and 1 minute.
Long exposure photos, off, 1 second, 2 second, 60 seconds. Next we have effects, auto exposure meter, we have center, average, or spot, filters, we have none, black and white, sepia, green, blue, white balance, auto daylight shade, tungsten, and fluorescent. Exposure value, ISO, you can set your ISO range to auto, 5100, all the way up to 1600. Next you have general settings for the camera itself. Then you have the control right here, which is basically you can adjust the volume of your microphone for talking, your speaker for listening, and your brightness of the screen in the back right here. Sounds you want to hear, right here you can have the shutter sound, the boot up sound, the beep sound, distortion and calibration. You can have distortion calibration off or on, that's if the sides of your photo are kind of rounded. Next you could format your card, and here's your system for your updates. Then we have your USB setting here for storage or PC camera when you connect it to a computer. You have your language settings here, many different languages, I'll just go back. Screensaver, auto power off, quick record. Quick record is sort of like a GoPro. If you press the button at the top, the red button, instead of it powering on, it will power on and start recording if you turn that on. Power frequency, 60 Hertz or 50 Hertz depending on your country. Diving mode for underwater. Video file length, you can have it unlimited or you can have it repeat every minute or 3 minutes. That's if you're using it as a dash cam. Time lapse, intervals off, 1 second, 2 seconds. So if you're taking a photo of the sun moving across the sky, you could set it to take a photo every minute, and then it will create a video, and then you'll have this video of the sun moving across the sky.
All right, so next I'm going to show you this camera on a much more sunny day, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to strap it outside my car, inside my car in different various angles, and just show you what it looks like. And I do not have, when it's strapped to my car, I do not have the electronic image stabilization on. I have it off. I have it recorded in 4K, and I'll actually show you what the audio is like too. I don't know if I mentioned the audio quality on here, but it does not suck. It's okay. It's not great. Like every action camera pretty much is just okay, and this is no different. It's okay. There is no external audio, like you can't plug a mic into it or anything. You have to use what you get. But here, you'll hear me talking in the car in this segment, so check this out. All right, this is an audio test in a car, and since I have it on super wide angle, the camera right here, it is actually about maybe 6, maybe even 4 inches away from my head, which is pretty close, but I bet you it's so wide that you have my head in plus a lot of the area around the car. So how is the audio? So the V50 Pro, it gets a thumbs up from me because I don't know of anything else on the market at this price range with everything that's included that's as good as this. And if you want to strap this to a drone because it's so light, or any RC product, a plane, a car, whatever, it will do it nicely. And if you just want to vlog with it and look at it and say, hey guys, here I am vlogging away, it will do that as well because the mic isn't too bad, the image is quite decent, and you can adjust the field of view to your liking. It works quite well, and it has electronic image stabilization. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I only review items on my channel that I think are pretty darn good, and this seems to be pretty darn good, so that's why it's reviewed. Anyways, check the links below if you haven't already. You can see in Canada and the US, and if I have any links for the UK, I'll post those as well. You can check below and see if this is the action camera for you, for someone who's on a budget. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in a future video with more reviews. Take care.